Yo guys, welcome back to a brand new PTCGO Unified Minds video. Today's Unified Minds video, guys, we're going to be taking a look at the new Keldeo-GX. And we're going to be using Keldeo, well, it's a quad Keldeo deck. We're going to be running Keldeo with the Hat Ladies today as a way to build it up. Keldeo's main kind of trait is that pure heart ability, making it immune to Pokemon GXs and EXs. And in the new format, there is not many decks that can really deal with Keldeo very effectively outside of Malamar. And Power Plant. That's the only real thing that can stop Keldeo is Power Plant, and decks that have a decent amount of non-GX Pokemon. But other than that, Keldeo can just win games because the opponent has no answer to it at all. And the way we're going to try and make Keldeo, fast and powerful is through Morgan and the new Misty's Favor, which makes it really easy to do your Morgan combos. That's pretty much it for the deck idea. So if you're in the video, of course, guys, shout out to the sponsor, Cardcraft TCG. As always, if you're ever trying to get PTCGO codes, if you're trying to get Unified Minds codes still, if you want to get Unified Minds packs, if you want to build yourself, Giratina, Garchomp, or Mewtwo, you're trying to get those Unified Minds codes, pre-order, get them over at Card Cavern TCG. And if you do end up picking up something from Card Cavern TCG, guys, of course, at the checkout, if you use the discount code LDF, you get yourself a 5% discount on your order. So shout out to Card Cavern TCG. As always, guys, if you're trying to get any Unified Minds codes, or you're trying to get any other PTCGO codes, they got them all. Get them over at Card Cavern TCG. So yeah, check them out. Now let's look into what the list is about. So it's a pretty straightforward list. We only play 5 Pokemon. We have 4 Keldeo-GX and 1 Volcanion Prism Star. That's literally it. We have nothing else in the deck in terms of Pokemon. We're just trying to basically just make Keldeo powerful. We're just trying to build it up really quickly with Morgan so it can attack and can take out those non-GX threats. And that's pretty much the idea of the deck. So now we look into the rest of the deck, because there's a lot, going on. So let's start things off with simple stuff. 4 Cherish Ball, of course, to search for your Keldeos. I am playing 2 Great Potion as a way to heal our Keldeo. I'm actually considering playing like 4 of these, just because you can use Great Potion with like Gardenia. So if you want to play like more than 3, you can play like 3 of these if you want. I just can't find room for it. We got 4 Pokégears. Very important to find your Hat Ladies, because again, most of this deck setup is going to rely on using Morgan, and to do it, you need to have Dana, Evelyn, and Nita, and Morgan in your hand. Now, there is a really easy way to pull that off, and that is going to be through Misty's Favor, which is one of my new favorite supporter cards that this, I feel like, is going to be sucked on in some archetype. Basically, search check for up to 3 supporters, reveal them, put them in your hand. So it's like Steven's Resolve in that same sense, where you would use Steven to get your 3 Hat Lady pieces, but then your turn ends. With Misty, you can just get 3 supporters, and your turn doesn't end. So then the next turn, you can go with the Morgan combo, and we're going to be trying to use Morgan to just build up energy on Keldeo, and so that it can be built up very quickly, and you can get attacks off very quickly. So that's basically why the idea of why we have it, because Keldeo has the attack Sonic Edge, which does 110, prevent all effects, or this attack goes through any effects, on your opponent's Pokemon. So if they are playing a Keldeo themselves, you can still attack them. They can attack you though too. But 110 damage is solid. It's not amazing. You can take out Zapdos in 1 hit, but you do struggle to hit Giratinas effectively. Like Giratina, this deck does not want to see at all. We do have the GX attack Resolute Blade, which is very similar to Dangerous Rogue. This attack does 50 damage for each of your opponent's bench Pokemon. Pretty solid attack. You can take a nice knockout with it. Now, some other things, I am playing 2 switching cards. I'm playing a Switch Raft because it heals. I'm also just playing a normal Switch. I would recommend 2 Switch Rafts, though, over the Switch, if you really wanted to, just to keep up the healing theme. But I don't have another Secret Rare Switch Raft, and I didn't want to run, a non-Secret Rare. But you get my point. This is the 2 switching cards needed. I would probably consider a third, maybe run just like a Tane Liza in the deck, too, or something like that. Now, we're going to look at the stadiums. Now, there's a reason why we are playing 3 stadiums, and that is because of Power Plant. This deck gets shut down really badly by Power Plant. It just makes it so they get to deck Keldeo. Now, there's only like 1 deck that really abuses that, and that is Lysandre. So we are going to be playing 2 Lysandre Labs to get rid of tools, and 1 copy of Mount Lanakila. This is just a tech option I've decided to put in here. The retreat cost of each base Pokemon in play is 1 color more. This actually helps against Jirachi, I think, and stuff like that. And it's just nice to have, too. It forces the opponent to have to pay an extra energy to retreat, and this is good if they need to retreat into a non-GX Pokemon. That's kind of the idea. Now we go into the supporters. There is a lot of them. So the first off, we got our Hat Lady pieces, 3 of each. They could be decent in the late game too, like Dana and stuff like that. Once you use the effect of Morgan. Now I have some other like tech supporters. So we got our Cynthias, of course. I just like having Cynthia in the deck. It's just Cynthia's just nice to have. If you just get like a terrible starting hand, you can re-roll it with Cynthia. I got 2 Steven's Resolve, just another option to play Misty's Favor, but it's not as, good because you have to end your turn, but you can get any card you want, so it's a bit better. You can use Steven's Resolve, to be honest with you, like any point in the game you want. I'm also going to be playing some tech supporters. So the first one is going to be Gardenia. Now, I'm going to be running 4 Unit Energy in the deck. We're going to be trying to use Unit Energy with Keldeo here. And it counts as a grass, and then you can use Gardenia, heal 80 from it, make it so those non-GX Pokemon did no damage almost. I am playing a Grimsley. Now, this is just a tech option I decided to put in here. Grimsley's really cool, because you can move up to 3 damage counters one of your opponent's Pokemon to their bench Pokemon. If you're attacking with Keldeo, you can make something work there. You can move the damage, from Sauna Blast maybe. It's just a really cool option I decided to put in here. You can kind of manipulate the damage. If you're going to two-shot a Pokemon with Sonic Edge or Resolute Blade to finish them off, you can take 30 damage off that move something else so it gets knocked out down the road. So it's a nice option to have, in my opinion. But yeah, that's it for the supporters. Oh yeah, and Cyrus Initiative, pretty interesting card. I don't know how I feel about this. It kind of hurts Resolute Blade, but you can do some cool things with Cyrus. You can like Sauna Blast their non-GX Pokemon to the bench, right? And then you Cyrus them. Pretty simple. Yeah, pretty much for energy, we got 15 energy, 4 unit energies, and 11 water. 11 water is pretty good. Maybe 12 is better, because you want to get all the energy you need off Morgan. But there's going to be times where you don't even have 2 Keldeos in play, so it's fine. But yeah, that's it for my list here. Let's go probably troll some people on PTCGO with the deck. Alright guys, we're going to go do the ladder now and do some, hopefully, post-rotation games. I know I'm a very brave and daring person trying to find games on the ladder. There's actually been enough people in the community who have been complaining and making memes about this, whole, disaster, I want to call it. Because I don't know why Pokemon doesn't just update the ladder and just, add in the new format. It makes no sense to me why they haven't done that yet. And the people playing pre-rotation decks, at the very least, are going to suck when the new format comes out, because they wouldn't have really tested for the new format at all. So, like, at least that's the only good thing, is they're going to be at a disadvantage when the new format comes out. But, yeah, hopefully just don't run in many post-rotation decks. Again, there's been enough people in the community who have, like, talked about this, and I'm hoping that enough people have, said, hey, play post-rotation decks, and it's gotten the message to people. We'll see. Looks like we're against a fan, though, so shout out to him, unless he's playing a post-rotation deck. Or a pre-rotation deck, sorry. We got a triple Keldeo start, dang. We do have our Misty's Favor in our hand, which is pretty good, too. We'll see how we do in this match. We'll actually even see what he's playing. As long as they have a deck with enough GX Pokemon, Keldeo is going to reign supreme. Ooh, I just gave him a huge hand. Ugh, I don't like that. Okay, so it looks like it is Pikarom. And we drew a Hat Lady piece, which is really nice. So we get Misty here for Evelyn. Morgan, Nita, right? Yep. Oh, my opponent says Broken Heart Face. They know. They know. And we'll just pass. And I guess we'll see if it's going to be pre-rotation. They might Marshadow me. We'll see. Hopefully we can draw something decent too. We don't really have the best of hands right now. So hopefully Morgan can come and clutch for us. Ooh, looks like they're getting ready to attack with Coco, and that's when you know it's awkward. And there's the Volkner. So Keldeo won't be taking damage this turn. If we can get some damage on their aura, that would be pretty good too. Obviously we didn't have room for Custom Catcher in the deck either. Which is, something you could add if you wanted to. But I feel like the Volk is just fine enough. Like, finding room for 4 Custom Catchers probably won't be easy, and I would not recommend it. I was actually considering Mixed Herbs at first, but we don't really have a good, like, and we don't really have the best acceleration, so we can't really run Mixed Herbs. And there's a Radar. If they have to Dedenne this hand away, that'd be pretty nice, because, that is a pretty big hand. And they might lose a lot of important pieces. I am hoping, though, that Keldeo doesn't get attacked this turn, though. It's something I'm kind of worried about. If Keldeo gets attacked, it could be pretty bad. But we'll see how we do here. There's a Pokecom. Alright, it is indeed a post-rotation deck. So my opponent is the real MVP. Alright, they might get a Zapdos here most likely, because they probably are like, well, yeah, we need Zapdos to deal with Keldeo. But can they get through 3 Keldeos and a Bulk? I don't know. There's Zapdos number 1. If they do attack me with Zapdos this turn, we are going to be in a little bit of trouble. Depending... Okay, no, good. Alright, sweet. There's a Pokégear top deck. We're going to play that because we need to thin the deck out a little bit. And, what do I want? Probably just... I could take Evelyn. It's not going to let me look at it, though. No, we should take Gardenia. Screw it. And here we're going to go Morgan. We need at least 2 energies to attack. And we got 6! No units, unfortunately, but 6 energy is amazing. We can go here, here, and here. Wow. That was an insane hand. That was nuts. And we can just attack him. We can just Switch Raft next turn, too, which is pretty epic. I'm liking how this is doing. So my opponent can go Zapdos. If he has enough Electro Powers in his hand, maybe he could knock me out in one hit. That would actually be terrible. But without Stretcher in the format, he only has the Coco and the Zapdos to attack with. It looks like he might have a Thunder Mountain. Ooh, if he knocks me out, this is going to be really bad. We'll see, though. Oh, he's going to double Custom Catcher. Bring in the Keldeo with 1 energy. Okay, that's fine. There's a Cherish Ball. So what we're going to do here is we can actually knock this thing out with Grimsley. And this is why, guys, the Grimsley could be pretty lit. Hopefully we get to use it. He's not going to reset Stammy. So we're pretty safe to do Grimsley here. Take damage off Zeraora, knock out the Coco. And come out of nowhere with a big bang. And that's why I like the Grimsley, because you can do stuff like this to non-GX Pokemon. Ooh, there's Stadium Nav. Okay, he does get the Thunder Mountain. The only thing really stopping us right now is our hand is pretty underwhelming. We don't really have much support. But if he doesn't knock me out here, we'll Switch Raft and knock him out with Grimsley. But it looks like he will get the KO. At least he's only knocking out a Keldeo with 1 energy on it. He still has to go through 2 of them. And we are going to take out one of his non-GX Pokemon here. And not only are we taking it out, we're removing some of his energy. Hopefully we can draw a Stadium and do another Morgan. So we're going to Grimsley. And we can still knock out the Zeraora thanks to the 110. And we'll just knock him out here. Might as well. And yeah, he can attack me with Zapdos. There's a unit. Beautiful. We can heal our Keldeo. This is looking pretty good. This is looking pretty good right now. This is why this deck could have some potential, because you can do stuff like this. Now, what are the chances they play Power Plant? If they have Power Plant, they could honestly build up Tag Bolt and win the game. We'll see. Is this deck, like, amazingly good? It's 50-50. It depends on, like, how confident you are in your matchups that, like, you don't run into any, you know, decks using many non-GX Pokemon. And Pikarom is one of, like, those decks that, like, can be 50, depending on how good your starter is. I mean, we did get pretty lucky that we were able to find the Grimsley to move that, because we would have had to use Resolute Blade, and I probably would have preferred it to, you know, not use it on the Coco. But if he doesn't do an Electro Power here, he's going to do essentially 0 damage. So there's a Radar. So I'm assuming he's got 1 more Zapdos in the deck. But outside of that, he might not have many other options. We took out the Coco Prism Star. He might be playing, like, the new Xurkitree, maybe. I doubt it, though. Yeah, there's a Choo-Choo. What is Raichu? I think he's going to discard it, actually. Yeah, he's going to discard it. I was going to say, does it have any way to attack me? I don't think so. But yeah, we're just going to try and win the game off 2 Keldeos. I don't really think we need Prism Star Volk. We can make him do 0 damage to me this turn, too, if he just does an Electro Power, which I'll probably end up doing. I'll probably just Switch Raft Gardenia. No, it's Thunder Assault. So yeah, this is where the deck gets really cool. Hey, Great Potion. A lot of healing. So we can just do this. Gardenia. Remove all the damage he did to me. And Sonic Edge. Haha. Oh, I love it. I love it. Alright. So my opponent at this point probably only has 1 Zapdos left in the deck. And at that point, they can't do anything. Like, they have to just play Power Plant, which I don't think they have. They need, you know, they need their abilities. They need Dedenne. They need Zeraora to use Raichu effectively. So at this point, I don't really know if they can win. Especially because we can one-shot their real only option left to attack me. The only other thing they would have to have is, like, Xurkitree. There it is. But Xurkitree can actually KO me. What does Xurkitree do? I think I need to have 3 prizes remaining, yeah. I guess he could Signal Beam me. That's why we have the Switch Raft in our hand, though. And then we can just knock him out with our GX attack. And then at that point, we should be good. I don't think he'd have any more options to attack me. But yeah, this is the appeal to the Keldeo deck. You can win games if, you know, you get a good start, and you can win games because the opponent just can't do anything to you. It's really cool. So yeah, Signal Beam, 50. Alright, what do we draw? Another unit, not bad. We'll just Switch Raft. The only thing I'm really missing at this point is a stadium card, like Mount Lanakila, but yeah, we could do this, and we can Resolute Blade, knock out the circuitry, and now my opponent probably has nothing. Yeah, they just say... I don't want to say anything, because I don't want to kind of, like, be rude. Oh, there's a stadium. I don't want to be rude. I don't want to come across as rude, but I kind of want to do an emote, but I don't want to say anything. Yeah, we'll give him the well played. Well played. But yeah, that is it, man. It looks like my opponent's... Yep, there we go. Boom. GG to the opponent, and shout out to him for playing a post-rotation deck, too. You are the real MVP. But yeah, this is... that was a pretty good showcase of the deck, man. Let's actually see if my opponent had many options. So they had 1 Zapdos, 1 Circuitry, 1 Coco. Those were the only attackers they had. They couldn't use Mewtwo, I don't think. Yeah, so... that was pretty good, man. This deck can win games because of that. That's pretty cool. So yeah, we'll do another game in just a moment here. Alright guys, we're gonna go keep finding games on the ladder here against post-rotation decks. Because... why not? It's fun to troll people with Keldeo. Alright, let's see here what we run into. A Trainer 689, and he is playing a all-fire deck. So this looks like it could be a Green's Rush Charizard deck, maybe. Which if it is, they do have Power Plant, which is not very good. We'll have to see though, and how we do. There's a mulligan. That would have been a really nice hand to have if we weren't mulliganing there. Another mulligan, but my opponent mulligan, that's why I did that. Okay, so it's a Chandelure deck. It is a post-rotation deck, it looks like. Hallelujah. But there is an issue. Chandelure doesn't, you know, it's not a GX Pokemon. We'll have to see how we do though. If we can keep up with the healing, we could be okay. Alright, we do get a turn 1 Steven, which is pretty sweet. I wouldn't mind using Vulcan this matchup too, if we can ever find it. I guess we can Steven's Resolve for it, but we need the Hat Lady pieces. I did get my opponent a nice big hand, which I don't like at all. So, I think Chandelure does more damage for each item you played. I don't think it'll ever one-shot me though, thankfully. I'll probably end up building a Chandelure deck eventually, but for now, we're going to look at the GXs until we get there. Though I do want to look at Breloom Frostlass. Okay, let me click out of the discard. I know I have a bad habit where I constantly open the discard. I need to stop that, I know. Yeah, there's a Cyrus. So what we'll do is we'll Cherish Ball for the Keldeo. The Volk is in the deck, I like that. Alright. Let's get our Keldeo. Attach here because we have an energy in our hand, and we'll go Steven's Resolve for the triple Hat Lady piece. So we need you, we need Nita and Morgan, right? Yep. Pretty good. My opponent didn't get any other Pokemon last turn, so if they don't get a Chandelure down, they might lose. And they might lose anyways. They have to reset stamp me, which they probably play a couple because they are playing a deck that needs to play items. We might get reset stamped here. That's one of the main issues with playing Morgan. Like, Morgan, I think Morgan is pretty powerful now thanks to Misty's Favor. I really think Misty's Favor makes Morgan, like, a really viable card. But the problem is reset stamp is still a thing, so it's really likely to get reset stamped. Okay, so they actually have a decent amount of Pokemon that can attack me here. Charizard and Chandelure both can do damage, which is kind of scary. No, it's gonna get a Lampent. I mean, they could do, like, Find a Friend if they wanted to. Oh, it goes in their hand, though. What does Lampent do? 40 damage. Wow. Oh, but he Dust Stones into it. Wait, does Dust Stone count? Oh, it does. Chandelure's in the Dust Stone? I didn't even see that. What the? Spirit Burner 10. Discard the top 5 cards of your deck. Oh, my. He actually got a knockout? Whoa. Wow. That's actually pretty busted. And he was able to get a bunch of Lampents down. Wow. Wow. Okay. Fair play. What do I want to do? I think I gotta go... for it. Okay, we got it. A little overkill on the energy. That's fine. We do have a Gardenia. So... wait, does Sonic Edge not knock him out? Oh. I don't think it does. I think we gotta waste our GX attack on him. We need to knock this thing out, but it's not looking too good, guys. We might get wrecked here. Sonic Edge doesn't hit him for weakness, I don't think. There's a Cherish Ball. We can get another Keldeo down, but it would have been nice last turn. We can Gardenia and hopefully heal. I don't think Chandelure gets hit for weakness, so I didn't look. This game is going to be winnable. We have to get, like, Volcanion in play, but that ain't happening. He's probably going to win this turn. What does he have to get rid of here? 60 for each Pokemon. Oh, it's for each Pokemon. Okay. We might be okay then. Oh, never mind. He's at least going to be doing 130 damage. That's not good. Alright, let's see. And he got a knockout. Wow, bro. This card's actually busted, bro. GG to my opponent for the creative deck. We had Mallow in the deck. Okay, well, whatever. I'm counting that game. Oh. See, guys, another game. Actually, no, we can open up a pack. Forgot, we can open up a pack real quick. Before we get into another match, we'll open up a nice little pack from the store here. Wow. We got wrecked by Chandelure. Obviously, there's going to be decks that beat Keldeo. Any deck that is focused on non-GX attackers, Keldeo is going to, you know, have a hard time beating. But dang, we actually got pummeled by that Chandelure. Alright, Mewtwo. No, we got a Medicham. Alright, well, see you guys in the match. Alright, guys, we're going to get into another game. It is going to be a friend battle, once again, against my friend Palmer. Looks like they are going to be running a Pika-Rom deck. So it'll be once again like that first game, where we're going to try to just kind of knock out those non-GX Pokemon like Coco Prism and Zapdos that they got in the deck. And we will see how we do this time around. Hopefully we can take some big dubs. We'll have to see how we do with our start here. Ooh, okay, this is a pretty good hand. We got Misty turn 1, we got Cherish Ball, double Pokégear even, which hopefully get us a Hat Lady piece, so we know what we need off Misty. And they're gonna start with the Zapdos. Alright, that's fine. So, Zapdos, again, not a huge deal. What if it does 80 to me, we heal Gardenia, we have Great Potion, it's got 110 HP. So, hopefully things go well. Him going first does kind of suck, though, not gonna lie. Because it'd be nice if we go first, because we get the extra, you know, we get the extra energy, we get the extra turn to set up. But we'll see what my opponent has. As long as we can just dwindle down their non-GX pokes, then we're going to be good to win. So they're going to do a Cherish Ball. I'm guessing they are going to get a Dana GX. No, another Zeraora. Okay. That's fine. They're going to go Cynthia. We'll see how many Zapdos they have. It's either going to be 2 or 3. And, ooh, a Viridian coming down. Alright, that's actually pretty decent for us, but that gives us an extra energy. Yeah, alright. We'll see how this goes. They're going to attach the Zapdos, and we'll see what else they do here. Most likely a retreat. Well, they might stay in the active. I mean, they can retreat in the other Zapdos next turn if they want. There's a Radar. So, Zapdos would need to do, so 1 Electric Power would be 110. They need 3 Electric Powers to one-shot Keldeo. Now, let's see if they ever get there. They can go for the Dedenne here, and they can potentially draw themselves into the right hand. We'll see, though. I am a little scared of that Zapdos Thunderous Assault knockout. We do have a Cherish Ball, though, so we've been cherished. Another Unenergy. Okay, not drawing energy is not great. Okay, so I'm going to go for the 2 Pokégears here, because I do want to try and draw into my, see what I can get, like try to draw into one of the Hat Lady pieces. Yeah, see? So we got the Dana. So now we know what we need to Misty for. So we're doing their Pokégear. Okay, even better, we can get an extra supporter. I'm probably going to get Gardenia. So we can get Evelyn and Nita and Gardenia. Could also get, like, Cynthia maybe to try and, like, get another new hand after this. That wouldn't be bad either. But we do have the unit, so we might as well get Gardenia. Because with Gardenia, we do reset a little bit of the damage he does. We'll just pass. I could do Viridian, but it does hurt the odds of hitting a good Morgan. So we'll just pass. So if Keldeo gets knocked out here, it'll be pretty bad. If Keldeo lives the turn, though, that'll be good. We could take a knockout, stuff like that. So, if we did play Custom Catcher in this deck, we could have tried to go for some Resolute Blade plays. But maybe what we can do is, if, like, he has no GX, or no non-GX on board, We can maybe go for like a Jet Geyser in the late game, and then like do like a Resolute Blade knockout on like a GX he's forced to bring into play, like Dedenne or Zeraora, or maybe even Pikarom. There's Lysandre Labs coming down. That's fine. We don't need to worry about that. And alright, just Thunder Assault for 110. So it does a lot of damage. If I can find a Switch Raft here, that'd be great. Ooh, even better, we drew a Cynthia for next turn. So we're gonna go for the Morgan, see what we can get here. Nice, 4 energy. So we'll go 2, 3, 2. So go 3 on the active. Go 2 here. And alright, we can knock him out with Sonic Edge. So we know we're gonna get knocked out next turn, most likely. So that's why I didn't put any units on my other Keldeo. Let's see what we get. Another Dana. That's fine. I mean, I can stay in the active too and just spam Gardenia. But I want to try maybe get another Keldeo. Try build another one up. So Keldeo most likely gets knocked out. Yeah, Volcanion gets some energy. You can just come in with Zapdos. But we can knock out that Zapdos. And without Stretcher, he can't get the Zapdos back. And that's really good. The only other thing he has is potentially a Coco Prism Star. So the thing I'm going to do is just bring in Keldeo. Hopefully draw another Cherish Ball or another Keldeo. We still have most of our Cherish Balls. And then what we can do is Cynthia, try and get a new hand. I just want to try and get another Keldeo built up. It would be good to hold on to the Gardenia, but you never know. I don't really want to risk anything. So my opponent can retreat here into Zapdos. Ooh, what? They're playing Electro Power. I guess they're going to go for Dedenne. Yeah, never mind. I was going to say, because that's kind of weird. They could maybe hit like a double custom catcher knockout on this guy, and then I can still Gardenia heal this thing, so I guess it still kind of works out in the end. Even if he knocks out the benched Keldeo. We'll see what my opponent does here, though. But yeah, you can kind of see how the Pikarom matchups are workable. You just kind of deal with the Zapdos because you one-shot them. The Coco Prism Star is the only thing that can be kind of sketchy because its damage output is higher than Zapdos, which means it doesn't take as much Electro Powers to KO you. So, like, Coco Prism can be kind of a problem. He does lose a custom catcher. Coco Prism can kind of be a problem, but at the same time, it can be dealt with thanks to Grimsley and Resolute Blade. But yeah, we'll definitely see if we can maybe do like a Volt Prism Star Resolute Blade play. But he's going to bring in the Zapdos here. Bumps the Stadium again, that's fine. As long as he doesn't play Power Plant. And then we just kind of ride off this one Keldeo and see where we go from there. Because he's played the 2 E-Powers, he can't do any more, he can't knock me out with Zapdos anymore in one hit. He can with Coco, which we gotta worry about, so that's why I want to get another Pokemon here. Can we draw Keldeo? The unit. Alright, we're just gonna Cynthia then. Try and get another new hand. Okay, not as good. I think I'm actually gonna Viridian to try and thin the deck out here. We didn't get the best of hands. I don't think we'll lose next turn, but we'll see. You would need like Thunder Mountain, Coco, and double Electro Power to KO me. That's a lot to ask for. Oh, there we go, another Keldeo. So as long as we survive the turn, we can Great Potion, get another Keldeo down. We can maybe do like another Morgan, maybe. Try and get some extra energy in play if we need to. Oh, my opponent has the third Zapdos. But once again, he can't one-shot Keldeo. Hopefully we can draw a Gardenia here, actually. So I can heal all the damage he does. Because only healing 50 is not great. Especially if he does get a Coco Prism for next turn. We'll see, though. Hopefully he just goes swings with Zapdos. Again, he can't one-shot me thanks to those 2 E-Powers being burned. He can only cap at 140. He'll be 30 damage short. And we can heal 50 of that. We'll be good to go. Let's see if my opponent gets much here. He does also need energy for Zapdos, which he'll probably have thanks to Viridian. But oh, whoa, he's building up Dedenne. Okay, interesting. Don't know what that's about. It's kind of weird, actually. Unless he's planning on doing an energy switch. Played one of. Oh, there's an Electro Power. And oh, a Tingly Return. Does 0 damage, though. Unfortunately for my opponent, doesn't work. Actually, I don't know why they did that. Now, we actually can't KO the Dedenne. And there's a Gardenia. Ooh, beautiful top deck. We just Sonic Edge for 110. Rip LOL. But yeah, whatever. It's kind of hard for my opponent at this point anyways. The Gardenia top deck basically guarantees the fact that even if he did swing with Zapdos, it wouldn't matter because we were just going to be able to heal that damage off. He didn't really have any GX attacks in this match anyways, other than maybe Zero Aura, so it's not like it really mattered that he wasted the GX attack there. It is what it is. We all make misplays, though. But yeah, I even checked to make sure that it prevented all effects of attacks, not just damage done. If it stated all effects of attacks. Alright, so Cocoa Prism's coming down, so the big boy's coming out, but we can heal that damage he does. And now that he's burned that Electro Power, we can't get knocked out anymore. Kind of feel bad for my opponent making the misplay, but even then, like, if you went with Zapdos, it wouldn't have mattered because we have enough healing cards in our hand to remove most of that damage. Not having that extra energy might suck because he did get rid of that Viridian. We'll see, though. Oh, but he's going to do Cocoa. He's doing the Cocoa Prism. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Unless he's out of energy switches. I don't know about that. Oh, he did have an energy switch. Why? I don't know why he didn't build up Cocoa then. I mean, we knock it out anyways in one hit with Resolute Blade and then heal the damage, but still. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about the getting rid of the Cocoa there. He kind of needs it. Unless he has 4 Zapdos, but I highly doubt it. But even then, like, Zapdos can't do anything anymore because I got enough healing cards. He has to still go through 2 Keldeos. So I don't know. Again, it'd be pretty hard for my opponent to win anyways, even if, like, he had that Cocoa option. Oh! He did that to go with Electros. Okay, I see you. Big brain plays. Alright, I was gonna say, I forgot he had Electros in the deck. I forgot that's like an option you can put in, and oh wow. Okay, so yeah, the tables have kind of turned. Electros can get one-shot though by Resolute Blade, and we can heal quite literally all the damage. Okay, but even then it's still fine. We can knock him out one hit. There's a Pokégear. So we can Great Potion and Gardenia. I'm going to play this just... Again, I'm trying to find energy here. What do I want? Probably just another Gardenia. Once again, we just deny him the damage. And we can just Resolute Blade for the knockout for 200 damage. So even like if they have this guy, as long as you have the right healing cards, it's fine. And yeah, at this point, my opponent would need a miracle. They've used up their Cocoa. I guess it makes sense why they used it, but they still would have attacked me, I think, because they had that E-switch. I don't know. It is what it is, though. I guess they needed the Cocoa Prism anyways, because they needed to go Electros. But yeah, as you can see, we just one-shot Electros there with Resolute Blade. But as you can see, Keldeo can just run over Pikarom sometimes, even when they have a couple attackers like Zapdos, Cocoa, and even that Electros. Sometimes it just isn't enough to stop Keldeo. My opponent knows I have the Gardenia, so they know if they swing with Thunderous Assault, we just Gardenia heal the damage off. My opponent, you know, definitely kind of made a few misplays, I think, especially with that Tingly Return. But once again, it probably wouldn't have mattered because we just had so much healing available to us. It's like not much they can really do. So yeah, they swing for 110. We'll see we draw here. Another water, perfect. So yeah, we can just switch. Gardenia. Just make it really hard for the opponent. And yeah, GG. As you can see, my opponent is out of Pokemon to attack with. And at this point, we just pronounce Keldeo. We just pronounce Sonic Edge. And we win the game. So yeah, this deck definitely could be spicy. Beating 2 Pikarom decks is pretty good. And they had a lot of attackers. They had Electros, Cocoa, a couple Zapdoses, 3 Zapdos. And my opponent still was not able to efficiently take out this deck. So yeah, this Keldeo deck definitely, I think, could be interesting to play. I do think a lot of it does come down to kind of how lucky your opening hand gets. But Misty's Favor really does help this deck set up quite a bit. It just comes down to whether or not you can find enough Keldeos early on to set up. I do think this deck takes a very hard L to Giratina, by the way. But other than that, it's a pretty fun deck to play. I would recommend trying out Quad Keldeo with the Misty's Morgan engine. It's pretty fun. I would maybe recommend some more healing cards. I'm honestly considering taking out the Cyrus. We didn't play it at all. So I think you can remove the Cyrus's initiative and probably just throw in like maybe like a 4th Gardenia or maybe like another draw supporter like a Cynthia or something. Maybe like another energy wouldn't be bad. Maybe throw in like a grass energy too if you want for Gardenia. But I don't know. There's definitely options for this deck. But I do like it quite a bit. Maybe another Great Potion could be good. But yeah, that'll wrap today's PTCGO video here. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed, make sure to leave a like on the video. Subscribe down below too to help me the road to reaching 5,100 subscribers and 6K subs. Check out the sponsor card cover TCG down below too. Use code LDF at the checkout. And if you play pre-rotation decks on the ladder still, you suck. Bye-bye.